how information technology can impact sort of two dimensions of employee performance, productivity in terms of sales productivity and theft, so what we think of as misconduct. And the setting is almost 400 restaurants. And we're looking at what happens when companies implement an information technology system that essentially alerts manager to theft by their employees, and how employees respond to that and what the impact is sort of at the store level and the individual level on the amount of theft and also the amount of sales they're able to accomplish. And one of the key things about this study, right, is that this monitoring, it's not cameras, it's not, checking people's emails. This is a very, very low-level accounting system where you're essentially counting the till. The base and perhaps the not surprising result is that when you implement this type of monitoring, essentially the employees steal less. What we found that was much more important is that it actually appears to redirect their behavior toward greater sales. In some sense, what we think oftentimes with misconduct is that the goal in stopping misconduct is to catch the people who are engaged in it and fire them and replace them with good people. And this is kind of a misconception about human behavior. The reality of it is that if you set up employees to fail and set them up to steal and make it difficult for them to be productive, then that's what they tend to do on average. And so this is really a managerial problem versus an individual behavioral problem. I think the broader lesson of this, again, is this idea that misconduct among employees or any other humans is not an issue of bad people versus good people. And it's not about removing blame from the actual perpetrators, but it is about thinking about whether or not there are ways to set people up to succeed. If you can get monitoring right, the right amount, what you can do is you can simply nudge people over into the behaviors that are going to be better for both you and for them. I've been generally very interested in what I think of as sort of the darker side of human behavior, so misconduct, unethical behavior, corruption. And I've done a lot of studies on this. But I think one of the critical things that's been missing in research, particularly in business schools and behaviorally with economics and psychology, has been this idea that misconduct has much larger sort of productivity and performance implications for organizations. And so part of the goal of my research is about ultimately how do we design solutions for it.